Hello, the YouTube Kitty here, also known as SilentFan85. Welcome to another serious mode. Um, this serious mode is going to be a bit of a gamble. With each serious mode I do, I break away from the fantasy that is my channel, the gaming and all that. And I try to get down to some core issues that may help some people. But at the same time, it also may push some people away. And especially with this one, because I do run the risk of losing a few subscribers. But here's the deal. There's a lot of phobias in the world. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of terror. And for the most part, that fear and terror is manipulated. It's used against people to get them to do what common sense would say is wrong. It gets them to do what history will remember as a blot on humanity, a stain on humanity and the goodness that we're capable of. And I feel that the world, in certain countries on it, I'm not going to name any, I'm going to be vague about that just because I don't want to incite anything, but certain countries on it are headed down a path where people that look back again at our history will be like, how did you go from there to there? What? How? But the deal is that history has shown that fear is easily manipulated in people. And it has caused them to do tragic things. They become convinced that it's the right thing at the time, but when you look back at it now, it's like, I'm not even going near that. The Holocaust, slavery here in the U.S., and not just fear either, overreaction. Exaggeration of crimes, of just certain things that really get the humanity, the anger flowing. and anger isn't exactly the best emotion to have when it involves people, because anger is a very bad thing. You can look at that in a single human being. Look at a single human being getting so angry that you see them do something that you know, from your standpoint, from your perspective, that they'll regret later. At least for most of us. And sometimes it's done out of pure rage, out of pure no planning whatsoever. Nothing, But at other times, it's done because something's been whispered in your ear, or something's been said to you that coaxes you over the edge, that coaxes that fear to come out and causes you to make decisions that, if you really look at it, if you really listen to the words being spoken, is stupidity in its form. And when it comes to a country, if a country is being sent to an edge of going back to where it's worked so hard for so long to get away from, then it's scary. Because much like a single individual can, a country can as well. It can forget itself in a majority. And then what starts happening is that you start blaming good people because of the bad people. And eventually, something's got to happen to send it over the edge and to say, oh, what did I do? What just happened? Why did I do that? Um, I mean, one silver lining to things like that is that you do learn for a time. It might eventually be forgot, and then you gotta rinse and repeat in order to reteach that lesson. But that's kind of what I'm seeing happening around the world. And again, I'm being very vague about this, but I'm trying to touch on the core elements of what I think is going on. Um, Essentially, my message again is just don't let fear drive you. Don't let anger drive you. Think about what you're doing. Think about how it affects other people. Think about your decisions in life. And if we can do that, humanity is far better for it. And don't let people manipulate you. Look at what people are saying. Look at what politicians say. Look at what celebrities say. Look at what people around you are saying. And listen to it and think about it in a good way. Don't think out of fear. Don't act out of fear. Don't think out of anger. Don't act out of anger. Don't think out of hate. Don't act out of hate. Be human about it. Try to mix some compassion in there. See what happens. I say this because not all of humanity is capable of passion. I mean, there are monsters out there. There's no compassion whatsoever. There's nothing but hate and anger and terror. All they want to do is see humanity suffer. That's all they want to do. But for the most part, humanity is human. There is compassion there. There is love. There is understanding. But you got to remember to put it into practice. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me rant. Again, I know stuff like this can be controversial, but when you're dealing with fears and phobias and hate towards people, you don't want to become what you hate. Even if it is only a shade of becoming that. That's scary. But anyway, remember, you're awesome. Never let the world tell you otherwise. And there is love. Don't let the hate overshadow that. See you.